It's the spirit in which people do it that leads to war and all of those things.
But you also can't control an audience because if they made the best action sequences,
Oh
And there it
no!
No.
Dun, dun,
Damn it!
dun, 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 dun. Why?
Damn it!
If you want to know what Pila was saying right now, you need
Find out in
to
the next episode of
of Africa is next.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm so
Anyway,
sad.
I don't know what he was gonna say, but maybe he'll tell us next time, guys. Hey everybody, guess what? We're back again. This is Africa is Next podcast. I'm not alone. I'm with the creator. Okay. Let me say just the owner of KC Color Corp and KC Media on YouTube, who has the Netgasm podcast and the Geek Spot. Netgasm podcast is co-hosted by himself and Pila Maseti. This is Tebelokhala. Please, my brother, introduce yourself.
Hello, hi, how are you? I'm the co-host of Nerdgasm podcast and the Geek Spot. I talk about geeky, boring stuff. I hope you just like. I hope you find
Okay, who are
what
you
I have
and
to
what have
say.
you done with the
Yeah,
Velocala?
because you sound like
yeah,
a villain right now. You sound like a villain, bro.
yeah, where are the herpes?
What body snatching?
What? Did you want something more dramatic?
No. That
You've
was
been
like
dramatic from jump. It was just
that
like
was dramatic from the get-go.
Come
You
now.
see, you see.
Come.
Anyway, yeah, and then Pila, please take it away, man.
Hi, everyone. I'm Pila. I'm a co-host on Nerdgasm. You can also find me guesting around and doing things on everyone else's platforms, which they've mentioned. And thank you so much for joining us. We had to talk Pluto.
And we have
Oh, black,
Buckmaster Cool
black.
Reacts and Master Geek Media. Sorry, Pila, do you want to say something?
Oh yeah, I just said go like KC Media. We need to get to 100 subscribers. Hey, thank you.
Yes.
10 more to go, 11 more to go. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Buckmeister Cool, twice the nice that you're used to. Shablamson. Please check me out on Buckmeister Cool Reacts and Meister Geek Media. We got Geek Heresy coming out not this Friday. I don't know when the video's coming out, but Geek Heresy episode 2 dropping soon. Recast T'Challa campaign dropping soon. Black Panther versus Kang issue number 3 dropping soon. Please go read that on Webtoons. And yeah, we're here to talk some Pluto.
All right, let's get into it. You heard the guys. We are excited. Let's do this. So basically, we're gonna be covering episode 5 till 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
We have
Yeah.
so much to say.
So, like the last time we spoke about the show, I still think it's a really good show. I had
Mhm.
put it in the question mark anime of the year. I am still thinking that it's a strong contender. I would probably slot it as 2 or 3. I don't know. When did Vinland Saga come out?
Came out like in the first half of the year. I think somewhere in Feb, March. I could be mistaken.
If Vinland Saga was this year, you're probably right. If Vinland Saga was this year, I'd probably put Vinland Saga, then this, and then depending what happens with Jujutsu Kaisen, it
Okay.
could it could
Because
Hey,
come
that
afterwards.
fandom is in shambles. We are in shambles.
Ooh, the,
you
But
basically
how
rated
how many memorial services do you think they're going to be having by the end of this month?
you,
Answer below.
you basically rated 2 seinen, and then the third one is shonen, by the way. Because
yeah,
Finland Saga is seinen, it's not shonen.
yeah, Vinland Saga. I think I've put Vinland Saga as number 1. I
And
do think this is really good. It could have been
Thorfinn
number
does
1.
have shonen level plot armor sometimes, though.
No, he does, but I do think that show was. I mean, let's be honest. Both of these shows are anti-war, the anti-war shows. The themes and
No,
everything
go ahead. Say the word. Say it. You wanted to say it.
anti-war propaganda.
There you go. People think no. I just want to highlight propaganda is being used whether it's for or against a certain idea. It's happening all the time. The Starship Troopers was an anti-war propaganda, or was it a pro-war or something like that? Um, There's another book series about those people who turn into animals, morphos or whatever it's called. That was an anti-war propaganda book series. So everybody's trying to send a message. You know, this idea that Disney needs to move away from sending a message with regards to the storyline. Rubbish! Start writing proper stories and stop caring about what the thing is happening in the first place. I will
Yeah, but
continue.
I think the thing is that Villain and Pluto, to your point, as much as they're message media, they do prioritize story and character over the message. The message is secondary because we learn about these characters and their backstories before we even get into the messaging. Like
Yeah.
with Vinland Saga from season one, that whole thing is about Thorfinn's metamorphosis as a person
Mhm.
before we can even get into what Vinland and the land that they're trying to get to is supposed to be about.
Mhm.
So with this, likewise with this, we get to learn about these characters first. Obviously, the guy that's the most main, giving the most main character energy is Gesicht.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
Like,
then I think, like you guys said, I mean, we do have multiple sort of main characters here, but you can see it shifts. I mean, it's Gesicht, then it's Atom, then it's the guy with the white hair. What's his name again? That
uh, what was it?
Superman
Something
guy.
something Alien. What was it? Let's
Yeah.
just call him Robo Superman because he's charged by the sun. I call him Robo Superman.
yeah,
Brilliant!
or
All
Robo.
the bloody kids. If I have to hear those kids
Oh,
say his name one more goddamn time.
what was his name? What was
I forgot. I
No,
think it's
no.
Aurelian or something. But I'm tired of it. I'm tired.
it?
Let me look him up quickly. Keep going. Don't mind me.
Yeah, but I liked him the most.
Now you know who annoyed me the most?
Hmm?
That kid who was suffering from the most PTSD ever and kept on
Oh,
going Bura Bura Bura. I was like, you say Bura one more time.
Shame.
and also, like going back to the discussion that we had before, sometimes I feel like Naoki Urasawa forgot that these are robots. Because I'm like, I do get this is like a powerful robot and it's AI, but the way this robot is concerned about its
Epsilon. There
child,
we go.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
What's his name, sorry?
Epsilon.
Oh,
Epsilon.
Epsilon.
I mean, the way Epsilon is concerned about this kid, you forget that this thing is a robot. Like, are you okay, buddy? Do you need
Uh,
help? I'm like,
even
yo,
Yeah.
regardless of that, Epsilon, you have a multi-million-dollar looking apartment in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Germany or Europe or wherever, and you're telling me that you still have the people that are still having issues with paying for the kids' welfare and stuff like that consider selling off
Also,
one of the
yeah.
kids.
Also, I'm just like with that lady. How did you not sense red flags?
I'm so happy you guys brought that up. Everybody can tell this is dodgy as fuck.
No, one thing about this show that's a criticism for
The
me.
humans
but I
are
guess
dumb.
it made sense because Epsilon was not the. He's like this. I guess he's the smartest character in that.
Oh my
No,
god.
but I'm saying like I think one of the things that's a criticism for me with Pluto is that all the humans lack agency and they lack intelligence. Like
Yeah.
everything that was a human trait, it goes to the robots.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like Epsilon knew from jump the minute they told him this is off. How does a robot know that this is off, but you as a person can't tell immediately that this is not working?
No,
Like
but I think the lady. That's to be
Even
fair.
the Bora kid was like, nah, something is off here, but I'm
But
gonna listen because they're taking me
to
for
be
the good
fair,
of the.
to be fair, the lady sort of sensed something, but she was helpless at that point. Like you could tell.
Was
Was
she?
she? Was she?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Like,
with you
No,
guys.
okay, think
Yo.
about it.
That lady could have
Okay,
said
what
no.
could she have done?
She could have
no.
said
They could have said
no.
no. Easy. They
No,
She could
were
have said
not
okay.
hungry for
Let
money.
me
You
put it
cannot
this way.
tell me they were hungry for
From how
money.
I saw it, no? And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. From how I saw it, even that no was still not gonna be good enough. Like it's like she was cornered or ambushed.
No,
From
she
my
could have stalled until Epsilon got there.
That's what I would have done immediately. Like, I need to go speak to. You see, this place, it ain't mine. I'm a warden. I'm a caretaker for these people. So I'm gonna speak to the person who actually has any sort of authority to speak in this point in time. So I'm gonna wait until Absalom comes back and then we'll talk. Oh wait, rather you stay here. Stay here. Wait until he comes. Want a cup of
Yeah.
tea? Don't worry. Let's go.
Also, can't you tell this is dodgy as fuck? Like, why are you here when Epsilon's not here?
Exactly.
You're just like you.
Why did you ask questions specifically about Epsilon? Like
And-
specifically.
And why do you want the border kid? Why do you want him?
The most mentally unstable child.
Yeah, look,
One I could understand if they said no.
I tried to defend that rationale. It's a
No,
weak.
I'm saying like, and it's not just those women. It's all of the humans. Like for example, one of the big reveals, right, which is Abula. I'm like, from jump as a detective, I already was like, we need to investigate this guy.
Yes.
Like Gizik
That's
knew
what I'm
from
saying,
jump.
that he gave
Gizik knew
villain
from
vibes.
jump, but all the other detectives are just like, nah, it's all right.
I won't lie. There is my criticism of the show is the mysteries that are trying to be mysteries aren't mysterying,
Yeah.
and then the answers that we get to some mysteries, like who's Pluto, are just so unfulfilling. Like I didn't
Yeah.
give a fuck about who Pluto
And
was.
then
Yeah.
you know what? Okay, for me, I'm gonna be level with you. The whole third act was the biggest flop I've ever seen in my life.
Right. Where does the third act start for you? When
I
Gizik
don't
died?
know.
The third act, the whole discovery. Oh wait, there's this big super machine that can create earthquakes. To it's been I call that they're basically rehashing the plot of I Robot all over again. My logic's undeniable. I fucking knew it. I knew it from the get go. When I was like, this is giving e-robot vibes. Then look, there's a supercomputer that's decided that it's gonna enslave all humanity.
Mm.
Where have I seen this
That
before?
also came out of nowhere, and it
No
also
way.
and also like I'm looking at that dude, and I'm like, how do you as a human not see this going left? Like the minute I figured out who that robot was, I was like, yeah, it's going left, dog. I don't know why. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the humans don't seem to have a lot of agency. Even Ochana who seems to have the most agency. I mean, Dr. Tenma, I feel like he's one of the best human characters. Dr. Tenma.
No.
He's the smartest human, basically.
I'm
No,
saying
as in he does things. I
he
feel you.
does things and he's interesting. That's what I'm saying. Like
For me,
his philosophy is whacked. I don't
Dr.
understand what
Dr. Tenma is the biggest asshole I've ever seen in my life. I thought Martian Manhunter was an asshole up until I saw Dr. Tenma's like, oh my god,
At some point,
what an asshole.
I thought they were gonna pull like who's that guy in Watchmen who ends up trying to destroy the world?
Dr. Man.
Oh,
Ozymandias.
Ozymandias.
Yeah.
That's
Ozymandias. I thought
that's
they were
what
gonna pull
I
Ozymandias
mentioned
and be
that
like,
before.
Dr. Tenma's like, it was me all along.
You know,
But he was just a dick for dick's sake. That's why I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
my
I don't know. I think the
my
thing
son
is
hated
that
this food.
they tried to present a philosophy with him where he's sympathetic to what's happening to what's the country again? Persia. There we go. The kingdom of Persia. Like they do leave hints that he is sympathetic to what's happening to the kingdom of Persia because also in the backstory when you learn that his kid died and Abdullah also had a kid that died. Like I think that's what they were trying to communicate as to why Tenma did what he did for this guy. And also, it didn't help that the 39th Central Asian War felt very much like they were, using an excuse to bomb this country because they couldn't find any proof of anything.
But also the
So,
fact that he had
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
the fact that
Doesn't it?
he had a meeting with two other scientists and he
How
didn't
familiar does it
leave
sound?
any information whatsoever.
Sending a war
It's like,
without any
okay,
evidence.
it's like, okay, thank you for your information. I'm out. Bye.
Well, they weren't very subtle. They were saying it's the United States of Czechia. Like, we all know what that is.
Thracia.
Or Thracia, whatever.
Thracia.
Right.
I was just like, bro, the way they're talking, the way it looks, like, okay, this allegory is not. It's not as quiet as you think it is.
They weren't being subtle. They were not being subtle at this point. Like the loud part is loud.
Also, I know I said this is top 3 if with depending what happens to Jujutsu Kaisen. Attack on Titan is on a separate list. It wasn't a whole series. That'll be its own. I'd rather put that with movies. To be honest.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying for the Attack on Titan people who are like, what the fuck?
Does it hurt your feelings knowing that
Yeah.
people have a different opinion other than yours?
But
Mr. Attack on Titan
Y'all don't want to know
says.
what I think
I
about
agree
that.
with. I think I agree with what Devil was saying. The fact that Tenma was so secretive and didn't reveal certain information to detectives who were really trying to solve certain things. For me, it's like, dude, come on, really? But for me, I think the mystery that really got.
Let's not forget, he determines the only way he can make machines more human is to give them the psyche of all 8 billion humans in the world. And the only way they can be able to snap out of this contingency is to give them enough quote unquote hatred. How did you think it's gonna end up? Let's pause for a
And
moment.
that goes back to what Buckmaster said from the jump. Why make them to begin with?
Like hatred? Are you sure?
No, I'm just saying, you given these robots all of these human emotions, it's gotten to the point where they're creating nuclear families. What did you think the next step in evolution was? I mean, Tenma says it himself, even though he's a huge contradiction as a
Yeah,
character.
it
He
is.
says it himself that don't create the perfect robot. No, don't. And everybody did. And then
No,
they were surprised.
the thing is they already did. There was that bigger psychopath sitting there in the middle of prison with the spear in his chest.
Bro.
He was flawless in terms of his mental capacity, and he chose to kill. So I would have at that point in time, I would have like, oh wow, I think we shouldn't really give machines military contracts at this point. I think we really shouldn't give them access to our nuclear
Also
codes.
put that teddy bear, guys. Like that teddy bear is like.
No,
That
it
teddy
comes out
bear.
of nowhere. All right,
That
let's actually sound like we like this show, guys, just for a second.
that teddy bear and
We do
Vicky are
love
the
the
same
show. I mean,
WhatsApp
we do
group.
love the show, but
No, I'm saying somebody's gonna click on this video and be like, "Damn, did you guys like anything?"
No, we love the show.
no,
It's
no.
just
But
like there's a lot.
I wanted to say like the mystery about Gizik's child, like that was so sad. Cause like I'm like, okay, this kid is following this guy around because maybe like he was kind to him or something. Only to find out no, Mandinga, that's your son. That's like your child.
Wait, was that his kid in the market?
Wasn't it this kid?
No,
No,
No, it
no,
that
wasn't.
was
no.
It looked like his
Oh,
kid.
yeah.
it
It was
reminded him
like
of his kid.
And the supercomputer used that. The evil Vicky. Why not call it Vicky because it's the same. It's the same concept from the iRobot
Vicky,
movie.
Vicky.
In the iRobot, the supercomputer that keeps on saying my logic's undeniable. It was called Vicky. So I'm gonna call
What was that song in Fairly Odd Parents? Was it
Yeah, it was
Icky
Icky Vicky.
Vicky?
Yeah.
You make me so sick.
So Vicky determined to use psychological warfare against Gizek because it's the best way to get him to lower his guard so that you can kill him. And the only way Vicky knew that this guy's mind is effed up to the nth degree because he killed a baby or something to do with a baby. So that's
No,
what.
no, no. What happened is that that guy's brother, Adolf's brother. I can't believe he was the whole name Adolf, and then he was also in the robot KKK. I was like, yikes! But the whole thing was that that guy's brother killed Gizik's son or child or whatever. I don't know how they identify as the robots.
Also, that level of emotion for a robot still doesn't add up to me. But hey.
But
No,
these
apparently
robots.
it's a deviation in the code because that's the thing. Gizik was perfect. Like it's the same reason why people were confused about what's the dude in the beginning who got axed? The
Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc. Yeah, that's why people were confused about Mont Blanc instituting peace because he's like you're a robot. How would you even know what that looks like? Or even like Brando having children and a family, and it's like, how would you as a robot be able to calculate what that means?
That's why I keep saying that for me, the perfect robot, from my understanding, the way I saw it, even though it's not in the story, it was Hercules. Like Hercules knew who the hell he was, and he's stuck to his lane.
No, but he still does things very humanly. Like one, he's also giving speeches about the memories and everything, and he talks about how they're evolving in their own way. And when they tell him to not fight the giant dust cloud by himself, what does he do? He does the same thing Brando does.
Right. But I think for me, when I think about all of them, I think he's the least.
He's the least crazy.
Yeah.
I'm more convinced of him being a robot than everybody else. Let me just.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense, but I'm just saying he also comments on how they're evolving. Sorry, Pillow, you were saying something?
No, I wasn't.
Oh. Yeah, anyway, like I just think one thing is that I think the humans didn't have enough agency. I think all the agency goes to the robots, and I think this would have been a stronger series had the humans had a little bit more agency in the story.
And
Because like
then
the whole thing is to show like why would you want to be human type of thing, as especially as a robot. And I think if the humans were a bit more compelling, I think that message would have hit harder.
Also,
Yeah.
why isn't the military involved in any country here? Like, are you telling me that if there's like this huge thing that keeps on killing robots, like you guys are not involved at all?
not just robots, nuclear powered robots. These things
Well,
could level nations.
it's Europol has jurisdiction because they are basically the police of the entire continent. So you can't, like, they operate, like, from what I understood, they operate above like government. They operate like above government regulation or whatever. So
Cute.
if you're trying to, and also Pluto is also a mystery up at this point. Nobody can catch this thing. Nobody can find this thing. It causes mass destruction and it disappears.
Yes.
So even if the military did arm itself, they were going to arm themselves to find nothing but another mystery that needed to be solved by a detective anyway. So that part I got.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have the. Okay, are we going to run through to the very end? Because
I don't know. Is there anything else that I want? I mean, again, the reveal was not that surprising to me, and like the epsilon versus I don't know how you guys felt about how Pluto was wanting to die. That's
And
why, yeah. No, I'm saying like apparently that was his whole goal from jump is to fight these strong robots and hope one of them can take him out because he couldn't override his programming, but he was still upset.
was that?
I didn't know about that. I mean, like, why don't you just shut yourself down like the other?
No, apparently he couldn't because Abula's also a robot, so Abula's constantly rewriting his code anyway.
What I got was that Pluto, aka that Pluto was that gentleman that wanted to create flowers in the desert, right? What he doesn't realize is that Abdullah and Pluto are the same person because they created the perfect machine. It developed DAD, which is weird. So when he was forced to confront the reality of what he actually is, the good man that was the man who wanted to build flowers was destroyed.
Mm.
Yeah.
What Tenma was trying to do was like, hey, let me help you fix your messed up mind, only to realize that what he did was just basically break him.
But also, I think something that they should have pushed further was Atom's upsetness or Atom's, you know, deviance or whatever.
Oh please!
It like lasts for a hot minute and then it's gone, and I was
The
just like,
moment
guys,
Atom
built
woke
that
up,
up for.
the moment he woke up, he developed a weapon strong enough to destroy the world. It's like fuck this. I hate every last one of you. That picture,
Oh,
Peter's
behind me.
picture, like,
Yeah, but I'm saying I still think like, for example, when he found out Robot Boy, I would have liked to have seen him go after Robot Boy and like see him rip a robot to shreds, and then maybe he has a realization that he blacked out from seeing red, and that he realizes how bad hatred is because he killed one of his own or whatever, and then
and
he goes.
we have the little sisters like, oh no, what if he doesn't control it? It's like, yeah, girl, at some point in time, you need to believe in your brother, one way or another. You can't just.
And
I
also,
have a,
Yeah.
no,
Sure.
please go ahead.
please go ahead. I'll come after you.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I have so many mixed feelings about the show because it has so many great ideas, but it's like uneven pacing. So like the first half of the show is like slow, we get setting up things, what's happening, and then the last two episodes, it's like I'm
I
like,
feel
wait, what? Who? What? I'm
rushed.
like pausing. I'm like, what? Oh,
Yeah.
Atom's back. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, Bora is actually a robot that wants to blow up the thing. Now there's a robot teddy bear. Now, oh, the serial killer Hannibal robot is
I,
out. I'm like,
how?
yo,
Yeah.
man.
Also,
How?
how did it get there?
How did you get there? How was
Yeah.
it lying down on the ground like?
Also, like, how did you guys feel about that song? Like, if I was an adult, I'm shutting all of that down immediately. We're not singing this song.
Which song?
No. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Everybody together now. What is this business of the world getting eaten up in one bite? I don't understand how that was
And then
supposed
the
to
kids
be.
are all singing it. So I'm like,
Yeah, weird.
I would have turned into my dad immediately. Helang, tulang kau fella. What are you doing?
But
yeah,
also,
yeah,
like,
you see.
what I'm like
12 episodes.
the scene with Atom going to Gizik's wife and lying. I'm like,
I'm a machine. I don't lie. It's like, bitch, you've been lying for so many episodes. It's like, who are you kidding? Machines don't
Well,
lie.
she knew, but I think like it's what he was. What was he hiding from? Oh, yeah, I think it was that thing of let me not taint the memory of Gizik because
No,
him murdering a human might be too much for her.
Or the
Okay.
loss of a child feeling.
Yeah.
yes.
Also, the way they lost the child, it was technically robot homicide. So that like she's already fragile where she is, I guess. But like that's my thing that I don't understand. I'm like, how is this AI rapidly developing to the point where it can start mourning like loss and it can cry and like human tears?
And
I was
then
like, they
Ten was
weren't
like,
leaking oil or whatever.
Ten was like, you must cry. Let it out. Let it out. Hug me.
Like first
Tenma is a
imitate what
weird
you see. Yeah,
character.
yeah, he is a weird character. I mean,
Ten
again,
is just
yo, Keith David, I love like yo, Keith David's voice acting in this was fire. I loved his portrayal of Tenma.
Tenma is like the Sheldon of the group without having friends. If Sheldon grew up all alone,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
and
definitely see that because
if
he's the
Timer was a bit different.
no, not
yeah,
Aiba.
He reminds me of Shinji's dad in Evangelion. He's just a
yeah,
weirdo.
Yeah, actually.
wait, changes that from
He's too like he's so
Evangelion.
dedicated to the sciences that it doesn't matter. Like that's the
From
kind of thing that he gave me.
Genesis.
Yeah, that's definitely Shinji's dad right there.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like he's so like for him the only thing that matters is the invention like
Mm.
at some point he realizes he messed up but like at that another point it's like Ochanomizu even tells him dog you are the biggest walking contradiction I've ever seen. You literally created Bora and then you created the solution to Bora.
Yeah.
Like
Dog.
did you
No,
do that to see what would happen, like
no,
which solution would win?
no. It actually is the other way around. He created the solution because Atom came first,
Yeah, I mean Atom
A-
came
and
first but like
and yeah, Atom came first because he couldn't let go of his son, the fact that his son is gone. We get it. You miss your baby boy, and then now and your solution for creating this thing that isn't your child, no matter how hard it tries, is to create a weapon. Is to create the perfect robot that could destroy all mankind.
well, I mean, I think to be fair, that was a
Yeah.
lot of Abula and Persia in there because I think Persia was just like, if we all going down, everybody's going down together.
And
I think
then
that was the idea.
you are blind. Are you telling me you're also blindly unaware of the supercomputer Vicky in the United States chilling there, telling people what to do, and you think, no. There's no way they create a
Yeah,
super weapon
like
smart enough to.
that's another thing. Nobody investigates Thracia. Like I'm like, none of y'all look at Thracia.
Oh wait, yeah.
This city right here. You see this one? I'd have been the first person to look at it. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
But I mean, look in real life.
I guess. No, but Gazik was so
Well,
anti the rules that I'm just like, dog, I think he would have. Like, Gazik is a character that he does not care about the red tape. At
and
some
that's why
point,
they
he
had.
even decides to.
That's why they had to kill him.
No, the Vicky killed him because Vicky wanted him gone because he was going to be a problem. His superiors wanted to keep erasing his memories.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to the show because, like, I think in the last episode, I'm assuming
But yeah,
the manga creator wanted to create the feeling of Astro Boy, and I did get it in the last episode. I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of
yeah,
political
because
intrigue happening, but the feeling of a robot boy fighting another robot and blowing things up. Oh, I actually felt like, oh, hey, Astro Boy. I got
Yeah.
and,
it.
and
I
at
would
the
have
same
liked a
time,
little bit more action scenes and some choreography because like they just fly at each other for a couple minutes and some stuff
and
blows up and then that's it. I'm
what
like,
I thought Astro Boy had some powers or abilities. All I know is all I saw here is that he's super strong.
because I'm just like also like dog, you guys can do this obviously. Like the animation in this is so good that you can obviously do this. And but okay, all right.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I won't lie, I did it compared to the other one we talked about. I was super engrossed. I was sucking them these episodes. I had to binge watch the whole thing
yeah.
in one afternoon. I was like, okay, I have got to find out whatever. So this was well written. You see, this is what happens when an anime writes something well, because no matter how many of the criticisms you can draw from, you watch the whole thing because you want to know what else is happening. Each scene was given the respect it deserved. Each moment, the slow parts may have been slow, but they were also integral. People meeting people, going there, seeing, discovering new things, subtle influences at some point at their other. Well done. Well done. Our criticism here is not necessarily of how well the story was portrayed, but the story itself. Like, I'm sorry, the whole
Speaking,
Vicky
I mean,
issue.
at a point, you genuinely start falling in love with Absalom. You're like, yo, this dude is actually quite a decent oak. It seems like he's the smartest of the bunch until you're like, oh,
No,
I
then
mean,
he,
also like the Adolf Gazik storyline was pretty good as well. Like it had set up. It had what's your phrase, Pippa?
So setup,
Set up,
development,
relevant,
payoff.
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 Yeah, there we go.
I think that's going to be your
Okay.
catchphrase from now on.
Yeah.
Put
Okay.
it on a T-shirt. Casey
Merch
Mizu.
available.
But like, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is because that it did like it. I laughed so hard when the KKK turned on Adolf. I was like, oh, that is hilarious.
Were you surprised?
right, right.
I mean,
Okay.
and I also was like, Adolf, your racist anti-robot group, they kind of right. Like, dog, you have to play this a lot smarter if the whole point is to get gazicked. Like, this thing of you want to blow him up immediately, that's not how this works, but okay.
I did also find it funny how whenever some character goes into the bathroom in the show, something bad happens to them.
You
Like
know.
it happened multiple times, bro. Like every time they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to the bathroom," and the robot bodyguard is like, "Do you need help?" And they're like, "No, I'll be fine." And I'm like,
That's the
"Oh
thing. That's the thing about it. Like you mentioned, your
no!"
lives are in danger, but then no, Robert Bodyguard, it's okay. Stay outside.
Yeah.
Yo,
Every time.
Ochana Mizu was the worst offender for me. I'm just like, dog, all your colleagues are dying. No, nobody's coming after me. They're after me? Why would anybody be after me? Oh,
Oh,
I
that
know.
damn.
The Bora fact-finding mission that all the people were part of have all been getting
And
off
they
one
did.
by one.
Oh, well, let's talk about the dumbass, stupid general that got vaporized because he
Uh,
didn't listen to Epsilon. It's like, guy, something is going off here. You think you're saying if they're powerful enough to go to my home, they are powerful enough to get here. Like, no, they wait. It was like an aerial bombardment, super laser, and then we never see that weapon used ever again. I had so many questions. Like, who,
I
if it,
almost think it's on purpose that we don't like the humans in the show. It has
yeah,
to be on
yeah,
it has
no,
to
it
be
has to be.
true.
Yeah,
I
but
think the
I'm
best
saying to
idea
me that
for
kind of weakens the philosophical messaging that they're trying to push because the whole
True.
thing is like these robots want to be human. Like there's supposed to be an inherent advantage to being human over being a robot.
Right.
So why aren't the humans humaning?
True.
Mm.
Fair enough.
Favorite robot? Anyone? Well,
Uh, oh, I guess before we wrap up, one thing that was cringe for me was the whole why don't you understand what hate is? All it does is take things away. I was like, I didn't need that line. It kind of just stuck out to me in my head.
Said that.
anti-war, bro.
No, but I'm saying like also the way they had the robot speaking, the delivery, I was just like, didn't need that.
It worked in Japanese. I didn't mind.
Yeah, it probably worked better in Japanese
Oh
because
yeah, I
Japanese
listened
know
to
how
I
to.
forgot. I was reading in Japanese. Like yes,
No, in like in the English, I like the English stuff, but that was just one line to me where I was like, yeah. But anyway, yeah, the Bora, yeah, the whole thing of that world ending thing, yeah, that was kind of underwhelming and all of that stuff. And obviously Pluto turning out to be the hero of the show because technically he is because he's the one that solves the problem. And I guess that's supposed to be a clever twist on Pluto's now the main character, guys, because he solves the issue and all of that stuff. Yeah, I was okay with that. Yeah, I do think that the finale wasn't as strong as it needed to be, in my opinion. I feel like they could have made a stronger finale. But
Yeah, a lot of
overall, I still think,
twists
yeah,
that.
overall, though, I think this is well written. I think it creates a lot of intrigue, and I think all the characters are good enough that even if the subplots fall to the side, or even if like the main plot falters a little bit, you don't mind so much.
Right.
Mm.
Maybe let's start with you, Pila, in case anything happens. Favorite robot, final thoughts.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Favorite robot? I think it's Gizit. I was shook when he left the show.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think the show is. I think it's probably a masterpiece. I still stick to that. It's not doesn't stick the landing on everything, but there's so much depth. It's well directed, well written, amazing animation, and the messaging. Even though yes, sometimes it lacks subtlety. I still think in a world that we live in today, we could use a little bit more anti-war messaging. But if not a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
Wow. And you, wait, what's your rating, Bugmeister?
All right, I'll quickly do a favorite robot. I did like Atom. I think Atom was the Gazik. It's a tie between Gazik and Atom because Epsilon. I did like Epsilon a lot, but like he was third for me also, just because I feel like he was way too passive for the power that he had in this plot. Like I feel like he could have stepped up a lot earlier.
You could have saved a lot of people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of what knocks him down a little bit for me. So it's between Atom and Gazik. I would say Atom because I kind of like Astro Boy. Yeah, I would say Atom then if I have to pick one. Final thoughts. The anti-messaging war is cool. I'm tired of allegories. I really don't think we live in a world that needs allegories. I think people because the other problems with allegories is people try to use that stuff to now say that it's not about us. They're using robots and whatever, and it's just like it becomes a layer of separation. And also I'm sick of the whole humanity, everything is dreary. To be human is to have hatred and be pissed off and you have to murder people. I'm just like, I'm pretty sure we're more capable of than that as a species. So I'm very tired of every story trying to hammer that in, that you have to, in spite of your humanity, you have to be somebody, which is like, that doesn't make sense. The tree that grows an apple wants to be the best apple tree it can be. It doesn't grow apples in spite of being an apple tree, if you
I
understand
get,
what I'm saying.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so,
that's
but
a
I mean,
wise
again,
moment from Backmeister.
Wait,
Follow
out of 10,
have
Backmeister
a
to achieve
rainbow.
enlightenment.
I should
out
have a
of 10.
rainbow. But yeah, I would say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I think all the characters are strong. One thing leads to another. They do set up things, pay them off later. I think objectively, this is a really good show. I just think some of the points get lost because this kind of thing I've seen it time and time again, and it's just like it doesn't impress me anymore.
And you, Tavelo?
Oh, okay. Favorite machine. Okay, I'm tied between Atom, Epsilon, and that murder machine that killed Vicky.
Oh, brow.
Mm.
Because Brow finally got to see the virtues of humanity when Atom allowed him to touch it. He touch him. Soft, but warm but soft. That's what the conclusion came upon, and that's the thing about humanity is that we are more fragile than we give ourselves credit for.
That's
It's
true.
not our strength that makes us worth saving. It's our fragility. It's how soft we are. It's how we are a little candle in the wind, basically. And I got that allegory instantly from that. Like, oh wow, okay, yeah, that's well communicated. So I'm tired from that. I'm also, people absolutely fell short with his pacifism, because pacifism and cowardice are like very close together.
I mean, I wouldn't agree to that. I would just say that there's a time to do what is necessary, and like
Yeah, yeah.
he doesn't have to be violent to be able to do what is necessary. Like you don't have to destroy things. Like if he just stepped in, used his powers, separated people, like he would have solved a lot of these issues.
It would have been the Avatar.
But
Okay.
he could have been Gohan.
Oh,
I think Gohan's argument has always been like in India, British series, Cell calls Gohan a coward because you're a pacifist. You don't like fighting, but then, you're not willing to get your hands dirty for the sake of something bigger than yourself, and we can't deny that.
Mm. All right, Mr.
So,
Extraordin.
so
oh
wait.
yeah, wait, my score out of 10.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
because yeah. The reason being is, look, as a seinen manga, it was very entertaining. I enjoyed it, but the thing that I always relate to is, will I be able to go back and rewatch it? And the answer is no, I can't. I've seen everything that
That's
I
true.
wanted.
That's true. I'm not. I wouldn't rewatch this.
So because of that, I need to knock it down a peg. I'm an action junkie. Give me better action sequences.
I'm already rewatching.
Y'all were on me when I was saying this.
I'm already rewatching it. I honestly, personally, I don't have an issue whether it's action, it's not action, whether people are talking the whole time. For me, it doesn't matter. I would give it a 9 out of 10, like Pila did. I genuinely think that it's a really good story. I honestly didn't also like how fast paced it was in the last 2 episodes. I think there was a lot that could have been explored. I think that's the issue with when you're trying to, sort of fit. If you limit yourself, for instance, with kind of like how Disney Plus has been doing these Marvel series, where it has to be 6 episodes, you know what I mean? Or it has to be 8 episodes. I know it's from the manga, but I think they could have consulted Naokiurasawa more just to flesh out a bit more.
Your execs over there in the show. Hey, you remember a time when the season used to be like 23 episodes?
Hey man, it's game.
Remember the time?
I blame Game of Thrones for that, dog. But anyway, that's a story for another day.
Code guesses how many episodes? Come on. Come on.
True.
What, season
Hmm?
1, 2, the whole thing?
Like 50 episodes, I think.
Altogether, it's
Yeah.
about 48.
48.
I mean, but the other thing is with the action sequences, why that bothered me is because I'm like, this animation is too good for just talking heads. You
Even-
guys
even
obviously.
That scene where Gesicht was fighting that thing, and then he kind of again, what was that with the bees or whatever? That
Yeah.
Mm,
that looked really good. Like, okay, if
It
that
did.
was like a fighting sequence, that would have been insane.
That's
I,
what
I,
I'm saying. Is like they obviously like this thing is teasing fighting sequences big time, and I'm just like, just do it. You obviously can. Just and I'm not asking for 5 minute action sequences. 1 minute, 2 minute,
look, we're not
just give
asking for.
her something.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I do have to point out the contradiction of having glorious action sequences in an anti-war show. So maybe that's what they wrestled with. You don't
Yeah,
want to
but I'm just saying.
glamorize violence and then
Yeah,
at the
but
same time talk about how bad it is.
There are ways of doing it. There are
Yeah.
ways of showing how ugly war is
I,
by putting action in
also
the
it's like
cinema.
intent versus it's intent, like that's the thing. Like MMA fighters, it looks like some of the most violent thing you'll ever see on TV, but after the fight's over, these dudes are shaking hands afterwards. So the act of physical combat is not the issue. It's what people try to gain using physical combat, which is domination and all of those things.
Yeah, it's like
The act of
sports.
fighting and competing, that's not the problem. It's
Right.
the spirit in which people do it that leads to war and all of those things.
But you also can't control an audience because if they made the best action sequences,
Oh
And there it goes.
no!
No.
Dun, dun,
Damn it!
dun, 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 dun. Why?
Damn it!
If you want to know what Pila was saying right now, you need
Find
to
out
tune
in the next episode of
of Africa is next.
I'm so
Anyway,
sad.
I don't know what he was gonna say, but maybe he'll tell us next time, guys. I don't know. Do you guys have anything else to say before we close it? Close.
I think I've given all my thoughts. I do want Pillar to like the next whatever we cover. I just want him to finish what he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all think he'll even remember?
Well, I mean, we can show him this clip. I'm sure he'll remember.
Okay, fine then.
Yeah.
All I wanted to say is yes, there is a way of showing just how ugly war is by even if you keep the action sequences in. The example that I come up with would be, have you all watched Saving Private Ryan?
Yeah.
That first sequence, you can't honestly say you can't honestly have good feelings about war after watching that whole beginning sequence
100%.
of that movie. You get out feeling disgusted, but at the same time, there was action, and that's what you can do here. You can show just how pointless war is. You can just show how endless, but including the action. And I think that's what my one failing. But otherwise, I think it was catered to be, like I said, well, I don't
But
know if it's because of
yeah, what I was saying though is just what I was saying to Pillar is that like I felt like that's what the show promised me, and that's kind of why I have an issue with it. If the show never promised for an action sequence, I totally get that. But because we see so much of Gazik doing the smooth movement that he's doing, because we get to see Astro Boy flying around and everything, we get to see Absalon do stuff with his powers. It's just like you guys are obviously giving me the ingredients for an action sequence. You're just not cooking it.
Right.
You're just not putting it in the pot. You're showing me you're showing me the pepper, you're showing me the carrot, you're showing me the chicken spice, but you're not putting it together. And I'm
you
like,
cook
why?
it. You must cook it, not
I
us.
must cook it in my imagination. I mean,
Yes.
imagine what is happening.
Imagine a bridge. Imagine a bridge right here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think because I remember the first time I saw the first episode with the blind man who couldn't see the fight, I'm thinking in my head, okay, maybe they will show us what happened from not number two's point of view, but that didn't happen. So I was like, okay.
But anyway, yeah, I still give it an 8 out of 10. I think objectively it's some solid storytelling.
I'm still sticking by my 7 out of 10 because, like I said, I'm an action junkie, so I like action things. So if this is a good story,
Yeah.
but I'm coming from the perspective of I grew up on watching armies clash into glorious battle, so I can't. It's not gonna keep me and people like me, but people who have a brain on their heads, intellectuals and movie lovers, people who like things like, I don't know, what's it, Oppenheimer and stuff like that, they'll have a kick out of this.
Oh, guys, actually, this is the last episode that we're recording for the year. Because,
Oh
but yeah,
wow!
we'll talk about it offline. Guys, have happy holidays. We hope and pray that you guys will be safe. Please be
We're not gonna shoot nothing next week.
Well, I mean, think about it. It's Blue-Eyed Samurai this week. Then this one is next week, and then
Oh, right. And then the week afterward is yeah. Then I'm. Oh, okay. I get you. I got you.
yes. So, guys, happy holidays. Be safe on the roads. Enjoy with your family and friends.
Arrive alive.
Don't do anything stupid.
Exactly.
Don't
Whatever
drink
stupid means.
Arrive alive. Remember those that advert.
Yeah.
Papa for you.
But yeah, I just want to appreciate you guys so much.
You know that advert?
We started this channel on, I think, in April or May, and we're already on 124 subscribers. You guys have seen the growth from the jump. You guys have seen that we've got Buckmeister Cool, who has plenty of experience. We have the Velochala, who has the Netgasm, and these are great guys, and Pila Masiti as well. So from all of us, we'd like to thank you so much for checking us out. And we'll give you more content next year. I mean, we're going to be finishing Bleach. We're going to be doing Naruto. There's so much we're going to be doing. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. And please do not forget to subscribe, comment, share this information. Share this content. And we'll definitely see you next year.
Peace.
Cheers.